やばくなってきてんの。
いや、今日さ、普通に今日じゃない、昨日さ、そう、喋る、演習の講義でさ、グループワークで、話したこと喋らなあかんかったんやけどさ、急に自分が何言いたいかわからんくなってさ、はーっつって。マジで言葉出てこんくなってさ、うわーっつって、失語症やーって思いながら。
失語症。
失語症っていうほどそんな大層なもんでもないけど、言葉出てこんくなってさ、何も喋れんくなってさ、あれで今日も今日でさ、フラフラしてさ、倒れたしさ、もうマジで。
倒れた？
バッターンっつって。
何それ？
何もないとこでケツまずいて倒れてる。ガタン。
別にそっと
ケツまずいたっていうか、ふらついて倒れた。マジで。もうやばかった。何も手に持ってなくてよかったけどさ。ふらーって言ってさ、気づいたら地に伏しててさ、あれ倒れてるっつって。やばい、マジで。
来るとこまで来てんな。
いや、もう死んでいいわ、もう。
休暇が必要や。
でも単位取らないと学校休まれへん。最近結構寝てんねんけどな、ちゃんと早めに寝てさ、ゆっくりめに起きて。
通り方覚えないといけない。
マジでもうダメだ。
She wouldn't want us to waste time talking. She'd want us to find Derval. She said he raved about smoke darkening the sun. Tell him what you found in his papers.
A letter. It mentioned a shipment of blaze being sent to a warehouse here. Only, it wasn't addressed to Derval. The name was Ayland Forgeman. Does that mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar. Yes, a landlord. The Oseram have been buying up buildings across the city, including one under that name. Let me think. It's by the edge of the mesa, near the temple. Used to be a shop, but it could serve as a warehouse. If Derval used the name as an alias to buy it, he might even be there now.
I'll round up my men.
I'll meet you there.
Erend, wait. Remember that no one hates Derval more than your own tribe. The clans would give up much to obtain him.
Take him alive? So you can haggle over him? You can't be serious.
Our security depends on keeping the peace. If the opportunity presents itself, take him alive. Consider that a command. Aloy, a moment, please. When we spoke, Aaron didn't wish to dwell on the details of Ursa's death. Understandable, of course. But now that they've been left to my imagination, those details are all I can think about. You were there. Did she suffer?
She wasn't worried about her pain. She was worried about her brother. And she was worried about you.
Thank you, Aloy. I suppose I needed to know I was as much on her mind as she is on mine. Find Derval and bring him before me. He will answer for his crimes.
I will. But once this threat to Meridian is dealt with, another one looms. We have to talk about the eclipse.
We will. I promise.
Maji. 何がストレスになってるかわからんのよ。
学校やろ。
やっぱ学校か。でもさ、学校とかで積まれたストレスをさ、発散する先がないよな、マジで。発散するっていうかさ、ストレスコーピングできる先がないからさ、それがマジできつい。
用語何それ？ストレスホーピングっていうの？
ホーピング。
ホーピング？
ストレスに対しての対処法みたいな。
ス トレスホーピング
コーピング。
A moment of your
Hope.
time, Outlander?
うん、コープ。
コープってコーポレーションのコープ？
いや、それとはまた違うかったと思う。ちょっと英語の綴りちょっと出てこうへん。ね、まあ、あ、そう、一緒か。コープ、問題に対処する、対応するっていうコープと一緒やな。正教のコープと一緒。あ、
面白い。そら、なんか、繋がったの。うん。心理学用語やストレスコーピング。
You need to win 3 half-suns at our hunting grounds to gain
まあ
admittance
まあ
to the
そうね。
lodge.
心理学
You
の
mean these?
あれでも出てくるか
Very
ら。
well then. Congratulations and welcome. Our members reap rewards and adventure and live on in legend.
ストレッ
Am
サ
I
ー
a
っていう
member
の。
now?
No, you're only a fledgling. Junior members are called thrushes. To join and become a thrush, you need a senior member called a hawk to sponsor you.
やっ
So
ぱ
I
ケー
need
ス
to
スタ
find
ディが
a
一
hawk.
番いいよな。
Yes, but a hawk can only sponsor one hunter at a time, and I'm afraid most of them already have one.
I've overcome worse odds. Where do I start?
Upstairs, present yourself to the Sunhawk Assis, our leader, who should introduce you to a hawk. I hope it's worth it.
What do you mean?
You'll see.
トニー・スタークみたいな顔してんな。まあ、主な方法は友達と一緒に遊んで散財することやな。ストレスコーピング。
これはやばいよ。お金ないのに。
This is the place. You home, Derval? I got a surprise for you.
いや、でもね、
うん。
もうちょっとしたらまた給料日やから、どうにかせな。
あ
Or he has a surprise for us.
Is it a bomb? Doesn't look too big.
Big enough to kill us.
All right. I'll shut up.
If I try to take it apart, a booby trap will set it off. It's a bomb, all right. Well crafted.
最近さ、なんか、あれやねんけど、ノイズキャンセリング効いてない気すんねんけど、大丈夫かな、俺。ちょっとした音で。
頭の中で
え
頭の中でノイズが。
That's a lot of blaze.
さあっつって。
If that bomb downstairs goes off,
も
it'll
う、
be just what Derval promised. Smoke will
ノイ
darken
ズ
the
キャンセリ
sun
ングって何のイヤホンなの？
as the city goes up in flames.
ちゃ、あれやで。マイクやで。
あ
If we can get rid of it somehow, the blast will be much smaller.
あ。つまりどういうこと？俺から聞こえてくる音にノイ
If
ズキ
we
ャ
can
ンセリ
get
ング
rid
が
of
か
it
かってないってこ
somehow, the blast
ち
will
ゃ
be
ちゃ
much
ちゃ、
smaller.
僕のさ、喋ってる声、喋ってない時にもマイク反応してるからさ、なんでかなーって。
と？あ
Blaze. It must be leaking from something upstairs.
あ。まあ俺別に聞こえへんから問題ないけど。
75ぐらいにするか。
If we can get rid of it somehow, the blast will be much smaller.
聞こえてるこれ。あれ聞
何が？
こえてる？あ、聞こえてる。
特に問題はないよ。謎解き始まったってこのゲーム。あ
If we can get rid of it somehow, the blast will be much smaller. If we can get rid of it somehow, the blast will be much smaller.
あ。あわけがわからへん。
If we can get rid of it somehow, the blast will be much smaller.
Shouldn't you be back inside with the captain?
眠かい。
よし。内見とか行ってんの？
待て、
内見とか行ってんの？
内見？何それ？
物件探してる？
ああ、いや、それはまだやん。まだっ
If
す
we can get rid
ね。
of it somehow.
早く探してほしい。
まあ
こっちのことないんだよ。いいの探しておかなくて。まあ、そんな暇ないか。
うん。今まだ交差とかもあるしな。
If we can get rid of it somehow, the blast will be much
これ
smaller.
積んでない？やばい、攻略読んだのに窓を開けろって言われてるのにどれが窓か分からへんねんけど。
だ。
終わったー。結局フォックスにガイドされながらダークソウルやってる時が一番楽しいっていう。
うん。フォックス知っとるもんな、ダクソのことは。
うん
よく。
スムーズにいくから。別に俺謎解きをしたくてゲームをやってるわけだね。いい感じの謎解きやったけど、なんか半分バグみたいなことになって。
ああ。
It looks like a wooden bracket. Not very
え
strong.
ぐすぎやろ。はぁ？意味がわからへん。
Help me push this
唐
out.
突に進んだんやけど。
Brute force, I'm good at that. What'll it do?
Save the city, I hope. But when the blaze falls, run for it. Because the booby trap on the bomb downstairs is gonna get set off.
Will we survive?
Probably not.
Oh, we
Now
survived.
push.
We did it! Derval's best shot, and Meridian's still standing.
This isn't over. Derval said he'd make a VOD watch.
No way. To do that, he'd have to get into the palace, and that's too heavily guarded.
Get back there, just to be sure. I'm gonna look around. Maybe Derval's men left something behind when they planted that bomb.
I got it. Don't worry. He tries through the palace. He's finished.
泣くんやけどマジで。
Boot tracks. With just a bit of blaze in them.
Just you and a reasonable share of a lucrative opportunity. Shut up a bucket line!
You'll regret not stopping before you're on the road.
What happened?
I haven't heard a blast like that since the liberation.
A moment of your time, Outlander?
There's smoke rising from the edge of the mesa. Are we under attack?
The tracks lead inside. Another one of Derval's hideouts.
What do you wanna do?
This must be where Derval assembled the detonator. Derval did find a way into the palace.
Derval.
定点が来た。
K 点 K 点が来たんじゃない？アバス。
You're not gonna like this.
Give it on and give it on.
Look at you, Avad. The wriggling runt of a maniac king. You robbed me of my right to kill your father, so I'll have to settle for you. I'm going to enjoy watching the Karja burn, even more because you'll be watching with me. Say goodbye to Meridian, Avad. Breathe in the stench, and choke on the ashes. Something's wrong.
Something is wrong.
It didn't... I didn't hear anything.
There's a bit of smoke rising from the mesa's edge.
No! It should be a firestorm, not some belch from a charcoal burner!
Charcoal burner.
This'll last.
What's this?
Aha.
Oh. You must be the Nora who bushwhacked my camp.
And disabled your bomb.
Did you now? Well, bomb or no bomb, I'm gonna splatter that throne with blood. First yours, then Avad's.
Oh my.
Oh my fucking god.
Why does Avad always have
Oh my.
fighting?
Oh my fucking pasta.
I'll blast you.
You bastard!
No. I can't die anymore. Never give it and never give it and no. I'm
You're starting to irritate.
Chopper.
Disappear. Ready to.
It's not over yet, no. Any good Oseram tinker will tell you. Always have a third plan.
Oh my.そういうことか。深淵の監視者。
About to get loud.
Those majestic, murderous glinthawks! Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you. I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way.
You still flying? Are you serious? No, 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 no.
I can get out of this.
What the fuck?
It's gonna come in handy.
You wanna say so?
As much as I wish Ursa was here to kill you, I don't mind doing it for her.
Go ahead. I'm not afraid. Except that knowing you, Aaron, you'll screw it up.
You screw it up.
I know what you are afraid of. Going back to Mainspring in chains. Every clan in the claim wants you dead. And they know how to make it hurt. They'll even bid for the privilege.
It's just like you to get someone else to do your killing.
Shut up! You're at the Sun King's mercy now.
の一本で持っておくべきやろ。
Aloy, I was just thinking about Ursa. She would have killed Dervahl on the spot. I know it. That's why she went out to meet him in the first place, to put him down. But she also told me to grow up. I gotta admit it burned a little when she said that, but I'm trying to take it to heart. And I guess growing up means putting what you should do in front of what you want to do. Right?
You're asking me? I'm pretty sure you're older.
Yeah, but I don't act like it, do I?
You did with Dervahl.
Don't give me too much credit. Part of me still wants to wait for a quiet moment and wring his neck.
Yeah, but you won't. Because you're a good captain.
Because you're a good captain.
You're gonna make me tear up.
Well...
I know. You gotta go. Killers to track, machines to master. All before breakfast. You know what? When we met, I thought I was a big shot talking to a pretty girl hidden away in the middle of nowhere. Now I see that I was just lucky to get a minute of your time. Try not to forget about me while you're out there changing the world.
I hate to tell you this after everything you've been through, but there's another fight brewing and I need your help. Helis and his fanatics are coming for Meridian.
No rest for the weary, huh? Well, don't worry. I'll be there for you.
I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. Oh yeah. Meridian. King-san.
Aloy. To say you have my gratitude feels woefully insufficient. You saved my life. You saved Meridian. And because of you, there will be justice for Ursa's murder. We can mourn her knowing the truth, without painful uncertainty. It's hard to imagine where we'd be without you.
Avad, stop. There's something urgent we have to...
I know, but please, just listen for a moment. I want you to stay in Meridian.
What? Why?
Well, to start with, you kept the city from going up in flames. You're strong, shrewd, capable. I could use someone like you at my side.
Let me get this straight. Your warrior princess is barely cold in her grave, and you're lining me up to take her place?
What? No, sun and shadow, that's not what I meant. All right, I can see how my choice of words came off as presumptuous, but I meant no disrespect. By the sun, this is not how I imagined this conversation would go. Let's just forget this ever happened. You had something urgent to discuss?
Were you and Ursa, you know...
I suppose it's obvious how I feel. How I felt about her. She didn't just give me advice. She gave me strength. But we couldn't be together. Relations between the Karja and Oseram and Meridian were unsteady as it was. The union of the Sun King and an Oseram warrior would have led to open revolt in the city. And probably war with the clans.
Did anyone know?
Only one. Dervahl. He wanted Ursa, but she rejected him. And so jealousy became yet another of his hateful motivations.
What exactly will happen to Dervahl?
For now, he'll languish in one of the old cells under the Sun Ring here in Meridian. As for what happens after we negotiate his extradition to Mainspring, I don't want to think about it.
I don't want to think about it.
My father was very creative when it came to inflicting suffering. But some Oseram devices surpass even his imaginings. What a waste. Dervahl is a brilliant man. I wonder what he would have accomplished if it weren't for my father's cruelty.
What a man.
Helis is preparing to attack Meridian. It could come at any time.
By the sun. Wait a moment. I want Murad to hear this.
Aloy, the Sun King tells me that you bring grave news.
Please, tell us what you know.
Helis commands a legion of fanatics called the Eclipse. They will attack soon from the west, with an army of ancient war machines. But that's not the worst of it. They'll bring a mind with them, god, demon, machine, whatever you want to call it. It's called Hades. And it doesn't want Meridian at all. It wants the Spire. And if it gets there, it will send out a call, waking more ancient machines, more than we could ever defeat. All will be lost. We can't let that happen.
I'm trying to understand, but my responsibility lies with Meridian.
Meridian isn't the target, Avad. You have to defend the Spire.
Perhaps the Vanguard, Your Radiance.
Yes. Send them to the Spire. Eren knows Aloy. He won't question it.
And have the city guard fortify the western ridge. There they can be seen to protect Meridian and the Elite, where the Spire rests.
Aloy, allow me to apologize for my behavior before. After everything that happened with Ursa, I was confused. If we're to fight together on the brink of life and death,
you are apologizing.
I'd prefer to do so with your forgiveness.
Then you have it. As long as you don't confuse me with her again.
Even a king can learn his lesson. Good then. I'm glad that's behind us. Now, it will take time to prepare our defenses. Please, tell me what you know of our enemies. Everything.
I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you what I can.
Don't you give up, nom nom nom. I forgive up, nah nah nah. Forgive up, nah nah nah.
Always the ones you least expect.
Quietly does it. Panic in the city will only create another enemy.
Don't ask me where to go if you're lost.
And do keep me appraised of each new arrival. Ah, Aloy. Preparations are underway on the ridge defenses and at the Spire. Word was sent to every corner of the Sundom. Our allies offered their steel. Some came for Meridian, others for shards. But many came for you, by name.
For me.
Don't be so humble.
I gave up, nah nah nah.
I suppose all we can do is wait for the attack.
Exactly. It's not a feeling I cherish, but our spotters at Evening Sign report there's still no movement in the west. So, if there's more you need to do elsewhere, seize this time to do it. Otherwise, I've made the apartment of Olin Delverson available to you. You can sleep there, if sleep comes.
Thank you. Don't you give up, no, no, no. I'll give up, no, no, no. Let me love.
Weeds and feathers. That's a Nora, all right.
What did you want to talk about?
You were an outlander, no? An adventurer. I used to be one myself. I admit, I miss the beguiling colors of the wilds. Speaking of which, I wonder if you've come across a very special kind of flower. It's made of metal, like a machine. Other blossoms grow around them in amazing patterns. These gleaming beauties are very much in demand among my clients. If you bring me some, I have valuables to trade for them.
Let me love you. Don't you give up, no, no, no. I will give up, no, no, no. Let me love you.
These metal flowers. What are they exactly?
No one knows, but some say they began sprouting 20 years ago when the machine started to go mad. Perhaps they grow from the tears of the sun, for he has many faces, does he not? Wrathful one day, cool and patient the next. Perhaps he weeps for our suffering when his anger breaks.
These metal flowers. What are they exactly?
No one knows, but some say they began sprouting 20 years ago when the machine started to go mad. Perhaps they grow from the tears of the sun, for he has many faces, does he not? Wrathful one day, cool and patient the next. Perhaps he weeps for our suffering when his anger breaks.
You said you were an adventurer.
Just so. The nobles of Meridian crave flowers for their balconies and gardens. So out I went, with bow and spear. I made my name by searching the wilds for the wildest blossoms. No bandit nor machine could keep me from those precious petals.
So what happened?
Love happened, my sweet. My paramour frets too much when I venture out. So now I collect flowers for those without such bonds.
Is it worth it? Being restrained like that?
Of course. Freedom is sweet, but the embrace of my beautiful Theradine sweeter still. Ah, let us haggle over this beautiful bounty.
Let me love you. Don't you give up, no, no, no. If I give up, no, no.
Till we meet again, my noble Nora. Everyone needs a splash of color in their lives. Come, let's talk it over.